Hey there folks, this is Josh, Stoney Ridge Farmer. Welcome back to a cloudy day here on the Stoney Ridge Farm. Man, we had 65-degree weather yesterday, and now we're back down in the 40s and we've got a rainstorm upon us. So in about 3 hours, it's supposed to start pouring down rain. I've got the Unicorn Dodge all loaded up with our final load of hay for the year. We've got stockpiled probably 25 to 30 bales. There's 10 bales on there, there's 10 bales down there, there's 6 bales down there, there's hay all over the farm, anywhere that I feel like I'm gonna need some nutrient on the land. This hay will be used up this year, even after the spring flush. So we're gonna have a little bit of fun today. Gonna get you some footage of the actual farm work that's going on. We'll take the TYM 254 tractor and we're gonna be unloading these hay rolls. I'd be using the big tractor, in other words, the 1104 Big T, Mr. T, fool. I'd be using that tractor, but it's so big and the ground's so mushy that little 254 is the perfect machine for loading and unloading hay. Also going to talk to you a little bit about hay spears, quality hay spears versus poor quality hay spears. And you'll see a good quality hay spear versus a poor quality hay spear. And I'll post links to all this fun stuff in the video description for you. So I hope you guys have some fun. We're going to do some farm work. We're getting prepped for a big rainstorm and we got to put bales of hay out strategically in the pastures here for the cows. All right? Woo! Stoney Ridge Farm, Stoney Ridge, Stoney Ridge Farm. Before I start unrolling hay, guys, I want to let you know the kind of hay that we have. Most of this hay is a fescue grass with a little bit of orchard grass, a little bit of timothy, and a lot of native grasses like eastern gamma grass. There's tons of good grasses in these hay bales. Some of the hay bales that we're rolling out are only good for a tiny bit of nutrition, and the rest is good for feeding the land and feeding the soil and also bedding for the cattle, okay? What we're doing with this bale unroller, and you'll see as I unroll bales, that the bale unroller kind of bounces a little bit. So once you put the spikes, I guess basically in the center of the bale, this thing kind of unrolls the way it wants to unroll. You don't want to dump your bale out. In other words, you want to spread this thing out on the largest surface area you possibly can so that your cows will spread out and eat all that stuff up off the ground. We've got 25 cows. I would say 25 to 30 cows is what you need for one of these round bales. And again, it's a 650 to 800 pound round bale, something like that. 25 to 30 cows will gobble it all up. Inside this round bale, and this is permaculture, this is regenerative farming, guys. This is regenerative farming at its best. We're not robbing carbon and robbing nitrogen from our farm. We're bringing carbon and we're bringing nitrogen, and we're bringing this gigantic seed bank to the farm. So that's the thought process behind this. And you'll see as the drone footage goes over all sorts of little circles where I've made circles putting hay bales out. That is where we have poor soils, and over the next few years we're building the soil on the farm. So that's what's up, that's what's going on. A lot of old time, I guess, the old school farmer guy say, oh, you're wasting hay, you're wasting this, you're wasting that. We're not buying $90 bale hay here. We're not feeding Timothy and orchard grass hay here. We are buying $20 and $30 bales of hay here, and we're feeding our land, and we're also providing a seed bank. Now, will weeds inevitably come out of this hay and grow on my land? Absolutely. That's why we're gonna have a multi-species pasture and a multi-species grazing ruminant animal on the farm. So we're looking at getting some sheep out here, a guardian dog, and we'll run the sheep with the cattle or in behind the cattle as time goes on, or maybe even in front of the cattle. The sheep will eat a little bit different than the cows will eat. We're intensively grazing. We're starting an intensive grazing program here on the farm. I think there are wonderful lessons to be learned for all you guys who are considering this, or if you're just into this permaculture regenerative farming thing. You're gonna see how I screw up, and you're gonna see how I do good for the land. You're gonna see how I screw up when it comes to intensive grazing. You're gonna see how I do good for the land when it comes to intensive grazing. It's a learning process, and we're working together with the NRCS in building our pastures appropriately so that we can intensively mob graze our land. We want the cows to not just eat the sweetest and the best, and that's what happens when you put cows out on a pasture that's that big. When you put 25 cows on a pasture that's that big, they get totally picky and they'll just eat the sweet stuff. So let's get to unloading and having some fun. Alright guys, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all hay spears are not created equally. So you'll see right here, this is a budget brand hay spear. It's like a no-name brand hay spear. And you see how this arm is bent? Inevitably, when you buy the cheap hay spears, you'll have an arm that gets bent like this. Not cool, not good, but it happens. We needed a hay spear on two places on the farm, one for loading, one for unloading. So we picked up another hay spear, I'll show you, and we're gonna use it today. I have to basically take a sledgehammer and beat this thing back straight. I'm gonna say, once it's weakened, I have to do it every, probably every 2 months whenever I'm handling hay, maybe every month. So all hay spears aren't created equally. We'll show you the new hay spear. What we have here is the Tarter Farm and Ranch heavy duty bale spear. Now, the difference in the two, there's several differences in the economy one versus the Tarter Farm and Ranch one. So the Tarter Farm and Ranch is welded, it has steel beams across the bottom, where the other one just it was not as tough. It's just a flat bar of steel, I do believe. You have a replaceable spear in case you ever bend it, and replaceable lower spears right here, so we don't end up with that problem with a bent spear. We have to bend it back in place, weakening the spear and causing a problem. And the reason you need three is so when you fork your bale up, it doesn't roll over this way or roll over that way. So that's the difference in this one. This is again the Tarter Farm and Ranch heavy duty bale spear. And you'll also see back here where it hooks up to the quick attach, there are gussets right here. Those gussets really bring strength to it. And if you come over and look at the other bale spear, which is sitting over there, let's walk over to it. Let's just talk equipment real quick before we start unloading. You'll see it is square tubing on the bottom, but you can see also it's bent right there where I've hooked up. And it's just not as good a quality, that's for sure. This is Greg Judy Bale Unroller. There's a link in every video. Greg and Jan are great people. If you haven't seen the Greg Judy Regenerative Ranching channel, check it out. These are the bales. They're all lined up to be unrolled. We're going to unroll one bale today, and we're going to place 4 bales all the way across this ridge line right here and let the cows unroll those as time goes on while it's raining. While we're talking equipment, this is our new TYM T254. This is Mrs. Stoney Ridge's tractor pretty much. Easy tractor. It's a hydrostatic transmission. It's a small yard type tractor. I say yard tractor, but it's a small farm tractor, but man, it's a little workhorse. It has a 25 horsepower Yanmar diesel engine in it. It's the TYM T254, and we bought it because it is super handy. I've used this tractor almost every single day since we bought it. Let's unload the hay. Okay, so the cows are all fed up there. I can start running bales in with the little TYM tractor, and I'm gonna take bales all over the place in spots that need nutrient in the land. We've got one spot right here. I'll turn the camera so you guys can see it. Right here is probably one of the worst spots. This is where we cleared trees. This was forested. I say forested, but it was grown up in brushy trees about this big around. All this used to be pasture back in like the 1940s, 30s, and 20s, but it all overgrew. So we're taking it back. We're taking the land back, but there's no topsoil whatsoever. So all the scrubby old crappy trees grew in there. That's why I'm unrolling the hay in these spots to help fix those areas. So we're gonna get on the little TYM tractor, get busy. If you're curious about what I've got going on here, so I'm wearing work tunes. If you guys don't have a set of these, I'll post a link down in the video description. These are super awesome. You can listen to your tunes. You got a button on here. You can listen to your radio. You can catch phone calls, all that stuff that you need to do when you're out working on the farm, and sometimes somebody needs to get in touch with you. So work tunes. And I'm trying out new attire. This is called True Work. This is a True Work flannel, and these are True Work T2 pants. New stuff. Man, I have not found a set of work pants that fit as good as these True Work pants. Now, I'm a bibbed overall guy. I love wearing my bibs, but the True Work pants are awesome. I'll post a link down in the video description for those two guys. And I've reached out because I like the clothes so much. I've reached out to True Work, and they're gonna give us a Stoney Ridge discount on True Work clothing, and it's good stuff. So anyway, that's it. True Work doesn't pay me or anything. Work tunes don't pay me, but this is good stuff. And if you guys are working on your farm or your property, you want to be comfortable and you want to keep your hearing. You want to be like that old man that's, huh? What's that? What's that? Didn't wear your hearing protection the whole time I ran my farm. Eh? We got them all squared away, and the rain is setting in, guys, so the camera equipment's got to go. I got to take this all the way up to the other side of the farm, way over there, and park it in the shed and walk all the way back down here and get the ATV. Them's the brakes. If you guys are concerned, if you have any questions, if you have any comments, please post them down there in the comments section. There's a lot to learn here, and we can all learn from each other. This is a community of people that are working outside, guys, and I encourage you, if you're not doing this kind of stuff on your farm, to try it out. Or if you just live on a small place in the city, plant something, grow something, get your hands in the soil. I'll tell you what, it brings a new vitality to your life. Thanks a lot, guys. We'll see you next time on the Stoney Ridge.
Come on down to the Stoney Ridge. Bring your wife and bring your kids. We're living life pure and sweet. That's the way it's supposed to be, Stoney Ridge. Woo!
For today. This is the job of the farmer man, the farmer man, the farmer man. Setting up cameras, the farmer man. It's not really my job. Who said I'm fat? What? I love a rainy rap. Ooh, ooh, I love a rainy rap. All my camera gear's getting really wet. Ooh, ooh, you.